This
We
bitch.
we need to have some like what's our intro? We need like a an original song. Like
3 inches might not sound like much.
yeah, that's good. That could be it. I could set that to music.
Three, three, 3 inches might not sound like.
I just got to do a remix of that. I think we'd have a perfect intro for the show, Eric.
Right. I think we and then I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the name of the song is 3 inches might not sound like much.
You're right.
Yeah. Well, how's it going, man?
It's going all right, man. We got a busy week this week. We got the Super Bowl coming up with Taylor Swift performing. Wait,
and
hold on.
Usher.
She's not performing.
No, she's not performing. Well, it depends. If Travis Kelce wins MVP, I think she'll be performing that night, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, she did win some Grammys. Did you see what he said? Because they interviewed him because it's all press week and everything. Like,
yeah.
All right. How do you feel about Taylor Swift winning Grammys? Okay. My first thought is that have anything to do with the football?
Has nothing to do with it. Yeah. They're just trying to get some sort of reaction, or they're hoping he says something that's quote worthy. Like if he screws up and he's not like perfectly disciplined in his communication, if he says, "Oh, I don't give a shit about Grammys" or something like that, then the headline is, the headline is Kelce says Taylor Swift's awards mean nothing to him and it's pointless or something, you know.
What's funny, his reply was exactly what every sports person would say that plays in tournaments. I hope I come home with hardware. Yeah, that's it.
Hardware, by the way.
Which means a trophy, by the way. In case you're
and by the way, in our society that we're living in now, when do we come home with software? Like, hey, I'm glad I won that award, and I would like to come home with some software.
I think that has to do with the adult entertainment industry.
Yes, the AVN awards. You come home with some.
Oh, you know what they're called.
Hardware.
You know what they're called? AVN? Is that what you said?
What do you mean? Know what they called? I was the MC for 5 years.
Yeah, you were. I wish you would have wore pants though. I would have gone if you wore pants.
I would just start numbering. Well, I can't say that. Never mind.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah, you have daughters. Knock it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Super Bowl's this weekend in Vegas. Which is funny because it's only 3 hours from me.
Yeah.
I can't even afford to drive that far because of the gas for one.
Your gas
traffic for two.
Yeah.
Got to find a place to stay, and that's pretty much it. Just getting.
I was going to ask you. I bet you that drive and road to Vegas that like. Basically Friday.
Early.
Imagine, because everyone's going to try and cut out a few hours early on Friday to head to Vegas for the Super Bowl. That 15 freeway heading out is going to be the Cajon Pass is going to be a nightmare when you get past that whole 2-lane road. And then imagine all of that traffic coming home on a Sunday for all the people who have to work on Monday. They're all going to try and come home after the Super Bowl.
No, they took the day off. A lot of people probably took the day off for one. And two, the worst part about it all is that we're in like the 100-year storm in Southern California, right?
Yeah, you guys are getting dumped on.
Literally been raining for like 48 hours straight. There's water everywhere. Shit's flooded everywhere. But the roads are falling apart because California doesn't know how to deal with the rain on the roads.
Because it's California.
That's what's going to be the problem, is that road is going to be effed because it got rained on for the last week. And people are going to be throwing up potholes and getting fat tires.
And I bet you not all the people on the road will be 100% sobered up when they're coming home.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a given any weekend in Vegas. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's actually true.
But I mean,
I would want no part of that, because also just from the danger factor alone, forget the cost. I think like your odds of major issues happening during that week is so much higher, and it's already high when you go to Vegas.
And you don't want to be stuck there with all those really rich people that can get away with anything, and then you get arrested.
And they can fly on their private jet and get out of there.
Yeah, because the private jet parking was actually over full.
That's insane.
But the cool thing was, did you see the sphere the other day? It had the helmets on there. It looked really, really neat.
Yeah, it looked really dope. I still have not. I mean, I haven't seen that sphere in person yet. I really can't wait to.
I have, but it was from a distance. I mean, it looks just like the pictures. So, I mean, you're not missing a whole lot. Unless you want to go really close to it, then it's like a dot every like foot that's about the size of a hockey puck. And that's what makes it work. And it's pretty gnarly looking.
I'm so desperate. I was almost willing to go see the band U2 to just see the sphere. That's how desperate I was.
I've seen U2 before.
I know. I'm just giving them shit.
I didn't pay to see U2.
Oh, well, then
I probably wouldn't. So
well,
if they get another band in there, that would be great.
Right. Oh, dude, I can't wait for like, I mean, here, my dream scenario is Weird Al in the Sphere.
Oh, dude, that would be the best residency in Vegas ever.
Best residency ever. I would fly out for that 100%.
I would give a an organ of some sort.
Yes.
Probably a
the same
piano.
organ that I gave at the AVN Awards. Anyways, that's called a callback, folks. Anyways, I wanted to, since with the Super Bowl coming up, obviously I wanted to get your pick. I want to tell you my pick, but I wanted to get into some prop bets with you. I always love prop bets, but before we get to the prop bets,
Wait, hold on. Can you describe what a prop bet is? And am I checking that on a boat? Because usually what that means is I'm paying in the water.
no, that is
Prop
a
check.
propeller bet. That's when you bet on what boat is going to break down. A prop bet is things like, for instance, what is going to be the length of the national anthem in seconds? Covers time to be used. So is it under 90.5 seconds or over 90.5? And by the way, if it's exactly 90.5, it's a push and no one wins.
A minute and a half is how long that song is?
Well, they've timed it, and they know that usually these singers like to put their own little stank on it, so they add a few extra seconds.
Who's singing?
Usher. No, he's singing the halftime.
No.
I don't know who's singing the national anthem.
He's performing halftime. Let's.
Well, anyways, before we get to that, who's going to win the game? It's Kansas City, San Francisco. Who's going to win the game?
I do not like San Francisco, so I'm hoping Kansas City. But there's a lot of tugging things going different ways because of the whole Kelsey Taylor Swift TV stuff. I'm like. Yeah. My sister's a huge Kansas City fan, but I think I don't like the Niners enough so that I want Kansas City to win.
I'm similar to you in that I'm not a really big fan of, San Francisco to me is kind of like New York and Boston. I don't really like any teams from those cities. Maybe that's just the LA in me, I guess. I don't like those cities, but
just like the Raiders, they were in Oakland for a long time and their fans followed.
Yeah. And their fans followed. I always feel so bad though for Brock Purdy, who I think doesn't get any respect. Like he's like his second year in the league, his last pick in the draft, second year in the league. Yeah. And people are like, well, he's not that good. It's like, dude, he's been to the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl in his first 2 years. He's got to be at least kind of good. And I don't know. So part of me wants him to win just so he could tell everyone to go pound sand. I guess. So I kind of feel that. But my prediction is it's a lower scoring game than people think. I think it's going to be 21-13 San Francisco.
Oh, you think San Fran's pulling it out, huh?
I do. I think they are.
I think KC's going to win, and I think it's going to be by a lot. I think the Niners are just going to deflate and choke, and I think it's going to be like a 21-3 game.
Wow. Okay. He's going serious with that. Okay. Well, now we got some prop bets. All right. And I'm going to ask you these rapid fire, and I'm going to keep track of these. I have a little checklist here that I'm going to click on and keep track of your guesses. And we're going to see how many of these you get right. These are Super Bowl prop bets. So
wait, hold on. If I get them right, do I get something or just nothing?
You will win 1,000 credits.
To what? The Titanic?
Online credits to our We Should Be Better at This storefront.
Which we don't have. So yeah, we should be better at this.
100, but you'll get 1,000 credits when that does open up. So keep that in mind. All right. Length of the national anthem, over or under 90.5?
Over.
Okay.
And do we know who's singing it? We never figured that out yet.
Still don't know who's singing it. Once again, we should be better at this. Will the coin toss be heads or tails?
Tails.
Boom. First offensive play will be a run or a pass.
Who's got the ball?
We don't know yet. This is why it's a prop bet, baby. These are for the wild, crazy people.
It's going to be a pass. Kansas City has it. It's a pass to Kelsey immediately.
Okay. Which team will score first, the 49ers or the Chiefs?
Chiefs.
I agree with that one. First turnover of the game will be either a fumble, interception, turnover on downs, or missed field goal. Which one?
Does turnover on downs mean punting?
No, that means you went for it on fourth down.
They didn't get it right. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say the first one will be, I'd say fumble.
Okay.
There's gonna be nerves out there. There's gonna be some people out there that are gonna have some nerves. Some rookies. Purdy's only been in there for 2 years. He's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's
there's gonna be nerves. There's gonna be a bad snap, or there's gonna be a bad handoff, or something.
Okay, now we're talking Usher halftime show. Which song will be performed first at the halftime show? Will it be "Yeah" or "DJ Got Us Falling in Love" or "You Make Me Wanna" or "Other"?
What's the one where he starts it out with, he goes, "My name is USHERYAOM
I do not know. Your wife might know the answer to that question.
I'm trying to
do
look
not
it up
know.
right now, but I think that would be the first song. But if not, I will take My Way. Hold on, let's see if this is it. No, that's not it. But I would say My Way.
Okay.
Because has got to be the ending. And I'm sure, if they do they might bring them all out. Ludacris might come out and do it. Like, that's a big deal.
Well, now wait a minute. This is the very next question.
Oh,
will anyone accompany Usher on stage to perform one of the songs? I think that's got to be yes, right? These guys always have someone come out.
Do crabs count?
No, but I gotta say that's a yes, right?
Yeah, there's gonna be somebody out there with it. There's gonna be a hype guy.
All right, now back to the game.
Okay.
Who will have more rushing yards, Christian McCaffrey or Isaiah Pacheco?
McCaffrey.
Okay. Who will have the most receiving yards, Kelsey, Deebo Samuel, Brendan Ayuk, or Rashee Rice?
Rice.
Okay. And I got three more. What color will the liquid poured on the winning coach be? Lime green, yellow, clear water, red/pink, blue, orange, or purple?
Damn it. I was hoping you were asking what color of the team is going to win. I was going to say. I would say probably the yellow lime stuff.
That's like kind of the most common flavor. That's got to be the
red's kind of gross. Red's
two more. Two more. Will the combined total?
On. Vegas does all this effort to put all these bets together.
Yes.
And they probably make a shit ton of money.
They absolutely do, because idiots like me will be like, yeah, I'll put $50 on lime green.
You're the guy that goes to the casino and spins the wheel where it lands on
a spins the money wheel that no one ever wins at.
No. You win $1.
What will the combined total points be for the game? Will it be over 47.5 or under 47.5?
Under. It's going to be a low scoring game, and you agree.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Okay, final one. The MVP will be Patrick Mahomes, Brock Purdy, or any other player. Me personally, I'd go with any other player, right? Because a lot of other people could do
just like the DB from New England that got that interception against.
That's right.
Yeah, he got player of the game and bullshit.
Yeah, I think for sure you go with that bet. Okay, those I'm keeping track of those, and we will see how many credits you will have to spend at the We Should Be Better at the store. I will also give you some credits over at the Listen to This store. Just saying. Yeah,
store. That store's got more clout.
Yeah, that's a pretty big, that's a hard hitting store. That's big time.
That's what you want to call it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I got. Hey, do we have time for an SMRT?
I am too smart. SMRT. I mean SMART.
Do you like the natural pause right before I push the sounder or couldn't find it?
That's perfect. That's no, we're gonna call that a pause for dramatic effect.
Okay, what do we got going on? What's this?
Okay, love this story. Headline: local racehorse tested positive for meth. Activists want the trainer's license revoked. Which I like that.
Was it recently, or was this back when it was World War II? Because
by the way, that was
everything.
Right. I actually thought the same thing. I thought, wait a minute, is this some like time portal story from like 1942? Like
right.
Right. Okay, it says this is in Cleveland.
Of course it is.
A local racehorse tests positive for meth, and now animal rights activists are calling for the harness trainer's license to be revoked. The horse's name was Gardy's Legacy, and it tested positive for methamphetamines after a race at the Northfield Park back on September 3rd. According to, this is also an important part of the story, the U.S. Trotting Association. Now, trotting, I might remind you, that's not even the good horse racing. This is the one where the horses trot and pull that little cart behind them.
Oh, this is like,
why do you need meth?
Yeah, it's like a dancing horse pulling a what do you call this?
Why do you need meth? Which, by the way, that could have been the sound quote you just pulled, by the way, me screaming, "Why do you need meth?"
I'm recording everything.
Yeah, thank God. But according to the U.S. Trotting Association, it says a blood sample was collected from the horse shortly after winning the first race of the day. It was they suspended the harness trainer for 1 year and ordered him to pay a $1,000 fine. By the way, if I gave a horse meth, my guess is I'm going to be fined a lot more than $1,000.
Well, I mean, let's look at this like strategically. He gave a horse meth,
Yes.
which means he probably does meth,
yes.
which means he probably
right?
doesn't have a lot of money. And they're just trying to get a little bit of blood out of a rock. That's all they're trying to do is get as much as they can. They're like $1,000. He
Right.
can probably come up with that. He'll rob a 7-Eleven or something and come up with that. We'll be
Right,
fine.
because there's no such thing as horse meth. Like this is meth, right? So he had to go to his dealer. The dealer's like, "Hey, how much you need? Dime bag, $5. No, man, I need like $10,000 worth. Dude, you can't take that much. It'll kill you. Oh, don't worry, it's for my horse."
Right?
Right.
It's like, oh no, you put it down. Like exactly. So yeah, no, this is gonna be okay. So if I give the thing one.
Yeah, do you do the math?
What I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Times that by 47 because of the weight and do this, but yeah, and I'm about 5 pounds.
You just like lay an entire brick of meth in front of that horse and go to town. And by the way, how do you force the horse to sniff that much, or are you smoking it? Is there like a little crack pipe for horses? Like, how does this do you hide the meth in the hay? Like,
How do you peanut butter and just rub it around their teeth? Because you know how that's how they got Mr. Ed to talk. Peanut butter, and then they put a wire under his chin or under
right.
his
And apparently they gave him meth too, because that's what you do.
he did talk a lot.
It said the news reached out to the Ohio State Racing Commission, who released a statement saying the judges gave the maximum penalty allowed by law, which was a $1,000 fine and a suspension. Of course, it's not enough for PETA. It says that the horse racing industry is out of control. And it says when a horse tests positive for meth or any other illegal chemical, that trainer should be suspended for life. And that means a license revocation. So I agree with you. I think this clearly means that the trainer does meth.
Yeah,
because
100%.
you have to know where to get it. You had to buy a lot of. By the way, was that not the best day of that dealer's life?
Yeah,
like
right.
This dealer's usually trying to give out little tiny bags of this, and someone comes along and slaps like 10 grand and goes, "I'll take all of the meth." He's like, "Hey, all right."
Wait, hold on. All
All
what do you mean
of the
all?
Meth. All the meth you got.
Oh, here's my backpack.
Yeah, right. And
Well,
by that,
here's the
you
thing.
just
The
gotta
next
go.
headline-
I'm done.
Yeah, right. I can retire now. No, the next headline is going to be horse trainer busted for a meth ring and selling it to all the other horse people, which are like all the jockeys and stuff.
Well, and how nice for the meth dealer. How nice for your neighborhood meth dealer. He probably got to go home early, be with his wife. His wife is like, "What are you doing home so early? You're normally home so much later from your meth selling." And he's like, "No, honey, I sold it all to one guy. He wanted it for his horse."
Oh, that guy's not married. Come on, let's be honest.
When he went home to his mother in her basement.
There you go.
Yeah.
When he talks to his dog downstairs that's stuffed on the countertop in his mom's basement.
Well,
Okay,
man, I got one other thing for you. There's some auctions that happened lately. You know, I love classic Hollywood, and I'm always got my ear to the ground with some stuff. And I wanted to play a little game with you called the Hollywood auction game. And I want you to guess how much these items went for at an auction. So I'm going to give you, to kind of help narrow it down for you, I'm going to give you what the pre-auction estimate range was. Now it could have gone way above that, or it could have gone way below, but it's giving you what at least the experts thought it was going to go for. So first up, Bruce Lee screen used nunchucks.
How could you prove that? Anyway, keep going.
Well, by the way, no, because this is also done through Julian's Auctions. Julian's Auctions
Hollywood.
is a pretty big deal, and they're not gonna screw around. I mean, they're pretty. By the way, so he used this on screen for the movie Fist of Fury, and it is a nunchuck. Now, I will tell you, the estimate is, once again, I should be way better at this. The estimate was between $60,000 and $75,000.
This is
Because you know why?
recent, right?
Someone has a Bruce Lee like poster on their wall, and now they're rich, and they wanted this or something.
But this is all recent, right? Like happening now.
This just happened in December is when this auction happened.
I say less, maybe like 40K tops. He's old.
Oh, buddy.
Oh,
I will
really?
tell you that the Bruce Lee screen used Fist of Fury nunchuck sold for $162,000.
What the fuck are people doing with their lives?
Right, exactly. And how do you display nunchucks? What do you like? Put them on a rack? Like,
How do you spell nunchucks? Like, let's be honest, nobody knows how to spell them. They just see one of the
Mm.
turtles use them, and they're like, "Oh, cool."
And I mean, I think that's ridiculous, but this is some like college frat bro who had like a Bruce Lee poster and is now like an investment banker and makes this much money a week, and he didn't care. But okay, this is an interesting one.
Okay.
E.T., the extraterrestrial, what they call a hero shot. So this is one of the heads, but a hero head in movie speak it means it's camera ready and it's for up close. So if it was a background shot where maybe E.T. is kind of in the background, they could use a lesser figurine or a lesser head. So this is a hero one, so means it was one of the ones that was for close-ups. And they estimated it could go from between 1 million and 1.3 million is what the estimate was.
I agree with that price, but I would say around $1 million. I'm just gonna say $1 million.
Yeah, I kind of thought so too, right? Like I thought, oh yeah, some geek is gonna like really geek out of this because that's pretty badass.
Also an alien in Star Wars, they tied the two together and everything.
100%. Because like if you go back to the nunchucks, you could put that on your wall and be like, yeah, dude, that was Bruce Lee's nunchucks, and someone could be like, yeah, right, bullshit. Like it's hard to prove that, right? Yeah. You can't like, yeah, that's actually ET's head. Do you see its gigantic ugly face? That's ET's head. Like it's very provable.
Look
so
inside,
I think it's worth more.
It says the built-in Universal or whatever, right in the middle. Like it's hollow and shit.
Yeah. So it actually did not sell for as much. Now, this is still an incredible amount of money, but it sold for only $635,000.
Oh, that's low, I think.
I know, but that still is a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's $500,000 for a fake head.
Okay.
$1 million.
Here is my favorite one. Just because God, I watched this movie so many. Actually, these next 3 movies that I'm going to mention and these things I've watched a lot. Harrison Ford's rope bridge machete from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Do you remember? He's on the bridge and he tells him to hold on, and she says, "No way, you're crazy." And he hacks at the bridge with the machete and everything falls and all that. This is the machete,
and he's hanging from it, and the guy's like screaming at him, and he's you like trying to kill him. He's the guy that does this, right? Hold on. I can't get the the boss part, but he's like the boss, the boss, and he's the one chasing him, right? Okay.
Yep, that is it. So now I got all excited when I saw the original estimate for this because I thought, dude, do I want to invest my money in doing this? Because it says its only estimate is around $10,000. I'm like, dude, $10,000 for a freaking Harrison Ford machete? Maybe that's a deal, but how much do you think it actually went for?
See, now I feel like you're baiting me because of the whole Bruce Lee's nunchucks, and now I've got to deal with.
Listen, I'm the master at baiting you.
You're the so I'm gonna say 10 for a machete. Nah, way lower than 10K, man. Like maybe like 7.
Once again, I kind of agree with you, like, because it's just the machete. Like, I love that scene, but it's just a machete on a wall, and you're like, that was totally Harrison Ford's.
Let me drop it immediately. Like,
yeah, it actually it sold for $65,000.
I'm sorry,
65.
5 and then the comma.
Yes, I know. I thought it should have been 6,500, but 65.
My parents' house didn't cost that much when I was in high school.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, here's one for you. This one should get you excited.
Okay.
Chris Evans's Captain America Hero Shield from Captain America: The First Avenger. Once again, this is a hero shield, which means it's for close-ups. And so anytime the shield was like, bam, right in the camera's close-up point of view, this is the shield from Captain America: The First Avenger, which before we move on, do you think that's the best Captain America?
No, actually, the Winter Soldier, or actually, Civil War is pretty good.
Civil War is like, and Civil War is such a pivotal time in that timeline
in the definite stories.
Yeah, I mean, like all of those stories. I agree with you. It's gonna be so.
And it brings in Black Panther. But first off, I want to ask a question.
Yeah.
Now, the first Avenger, he had 2 shields. So is this the one that he was using when he was selling junk bonds?
Oh, what a good question!
Or is
because
this the vibranium one?
You are very wise, oh wise one. Because there was both shields at the auction. The
Oh.
Captain America Steve Rogers USO shield,
Yes.
where he's out there selling for USO, was also in this auction.
Oh,
I
so
will
then this was the other one. Okay, what
This is
was
the other
that
one. So by the way, that one went for 22,000.
Okay, I could see that.
The main hero shield from Captain America First Avenger was estimated to go between 60 and 80.
I bet it
What
went
do
for
you
over 100.
Once again, you and I are on the same page with what we think it's going to go for. I would have
Shut
said I would have said 100. Dude, it only went for 65.
You think that's because of the market saturated because
A
they
little
got
bit.
so many replicas, but
A
back
little bit.
then when they were like ET, not so many.
100%. I would say that of all of these ones I've mentioned so far, that's probably the one that I would want to hang on my wall the most.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Like,
it's
even though,
recognizable.
by the way, even though the ET one went for $600 and something thousand, I would actually rather have the Captain America shield, because that would be badass that I have the actual Captain America shield. So
Yeah, nobody
I
cares
like
about ET anymore. They even tore the ride down at Universal, so they're fucking dead.
Exactly.
Except for the small fact they're in Star Wars.
All right, I have one last one before we end for the day.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's
This
Conan the Destroyer sword, which is, it's totally awesome to have that. His Conan the Destroyer sword. So not Conan the Barbarian,
Okay.
Conan the Destroyer sword. Now it was estimated it was going to go between 22 and 40. But what do you think it went for? Now, do you remember that sword? Can you kind of like picture that sword in your mind?
My kid's yelling in the background. Yes and no. All I know is a giant effing sword because he was huge, but he was also opposite like Andre the Giant and some other giant monster in that movie. But God, I don't. Okay, so there's a lot of people that will collect swords from like Lord of the Rings and all those movies or all those, you know, the Highlander and all that shit. So
And a sword looks pretty badass. That's like a cool thing to display.
But this movie was made in 1942 when Arnold was like 2 years old. So I'm gonna say, and I'm probably gonna be wrong, I would say it's probably in that range of 22 to 40, but it's probably in 30.
Okay, it is actually 45.
Oh, I got closer to that one at least.
Yeah, couple of other little highlights from this auction. This is all at the same auction, by the way. Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man Mark 46 helmet from Captain America Civil War sold for only 39,000, by the way. That's
what?
Yeah, right? Like, that's, which would you rather have, the Captain America Hero Shield or the Mark 46 helmet from Captain America
The
Civil
helmet,
War?
I can put it on.
Yeah, I think I would too. Do you remember the movie The Rocketeer?
Yeah.
That
What do they have on that?
The whole ensemble, so the helmet and the whole like suit thing, went for 35,000.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, I guess probably fat people are buying it and they can't wear it, so I get it.
Let's see. Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger glove from A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, so not the original, went for $34,000.
Yeah, I see that.
This one's pretty good. Daisy Ridley's Ray NN-14 blaster prop from Star Wars: The Force Awakens sold for $28,000.
Damn, that's a lot for a minigun.
Yeah, but once again, that would also be like pretty badass too. Yeah. Okay,
because you know what it looked like. Yeah, you're like,
you know what it looks like, so you'd be like,
yeah,
that's pretty badass. Peter Mayhew's Chewbacca Star Wars Episode 7 Force Awakens bowcaster weapon prop.
That's the one where Harrison Ford points it out and goes, "Why haven't I shot this before?"
Yeah, right. That's man, great callback. 32,000.
Okay, that's about right. Probably.
Once again, not that bad. Speaking of Harrison Ford, Solo.
Is it functional? Is it functional? Because it's functional.
Dude, if it's functional, it's with way more. I would get in so much trouble. It says Harrison Ford's Han Solo Star Wars Episode 7, same one, Force Awakens, DL-44 blaster sold for 29,000. That's badass.
I see that. That's dope.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone original golden snitch prop sold for 26.
That had to be just a bouncy ball with wings, right? It was mostly
it's all CGI, right?
Yeah, like what the hell was that?
And then the final one was Rocky Part 2 revised final draft script sold for only $10,000.
Really?
For the final draft of the script.
I think that's because most people don't understand that movie and how much is behind it with Sylvester Stallone writing it and all that good stuff. Like he put a shit ton of effort into that, and he started these franchises that are never going to go away now.
Dude, he's an amazing writer because he wrote these movies. Like
I know,
he
actually,
actually,
I'm saying, like
yeah,
he did everything for these movies. He doesn't own them, but he did everything for them.
he's an example of one of those guys who sounds dumb but is smart. And then you have people that sound dumb. Oh wait, sound smart but are dumb. And then you have people that sound dumb and are dumb. Like a stupid guy on Fox News, Sean Hannity, sounds dumb, is dumb. He's both, right? Then you have someone like Norm Macdonald, sounded dumb but was actually really smart.
Yes, and it could come down to the way they act or the tone of their voice. Because I could say that Mike Tyson sounds like this, and he is dumb.
Yes, and he's very dumb. He also sounds like a little sissy going, right? Like, and he's not.
But you also got like, sure, but that fucker's a genius. Like, you know what I mean? Like, anyway, oh well, did you see this? Okay, so we were talking about auctions. We only have a few minutes left because I don't pay for Zoom to after 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But did you see that up to auction? This was not in that auction, but it was Harrison Ford's earlier script for A New Hope going up for auction. And now the reason,
so it would have a bunch of stuff before any changes got made.
Correct. It still says Luke Sky. What is it?
Skywalker.
No. He's Skywalker. It was
Sky.
What it was.
Shoot, it's like a trivia question.
Starkiller. Adventures of Luke Starkiller. That's what's written on the front of it because that's what it was beforehand.
Wow.
He was renting a flat in London when they were filming the movie.
Yeah.
He accidentally left that behind. The people that came in after that they were renting it from kept onto it, and they're selling it now.
That is badass.
Fourth draft of The Adventures of Luke Starkiller.
I would also say, how do you have the patience to hold on to that for that long? Wouldn't you, like when the movie came out and you realized it was the biggest thing in the history of the world, you were like, oh, I got to sell this now, because back in 1976 it would have gone for like $10,000. Dude, I could make $10,000 right now for this. But now they're going to hold on to it till what, 2024? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really dope. I was super stoked when I saw that. So when I saw your auction thing, I'm like, oh, I gotta bring that up.
So, all right, well, that'll do it for today. I kept track of these picks, so we're gonna see if you won thousands of dollars of credits or not. We're gonna see if Kansas City wins. We'll also check in on that too. And I think that about does it for this week, my man.
Yeah, it's going to be a Super Bowl week. I've got some traveling that I got to do, but I'll be back on Monday, and it should be a good game. If it's a blowout, I'm going to be pissed, but either way, I will be intoxicated.
So then you win either way.
I win either way.
All right, everybody. Well, we should be better at this. Join us, I would say weekly, semi-weekly, semi-monthly. Listen, we record when we feel like recording.
Don't.
But anyways, join us. Don't push me. I'm an adult. I'm in my 40s.
No, you're not.
Anyways,
you're 50.
I know. I feel like it. My body feels like it. All right, everybody. We'll have a wonderful time, and we'll talk to you sometime that's not now.
I will catch you later.